Well. Series 12, new tracks. Do this for about an hour. Hey, Eleanor. Are you doing a GP this week, Eleanor? Hey, you never know. I was humming and hawing about doing last week's and ended up with a P1, so... You never know until you try. Hey, clone. Oh, a couple of the tracks are pretty good. Well, 3 of them are. Japan seems to be a bit of a pain. Because it can't make up its mind whether it wants to be wet or dry. Still got to figure out if I can do 5 laps of Japan. But yeah, Bahrain, Spain, Silverstone. Now the big problem with Japan is that it's only 5 laps. You got to burn a boost for 1 lap. Yeah, I'm still working on Japan. The others seem all right. Here we go. Can we do Japan in 1 stint? Yeah, Crate Timer seems to click down, like tick down real quick. Time management and cornering. Shove this one on it. I want to see if I can do 5 laps. Oh, we got 11 and 13. Wow, Norris took off like a scolded cat. Yeah, level 5 epics are good enough for champs. Oh, just look at that. Gonna run out about halfway down the main straight. Wow, even with 110 time management. All right. We know we can't do it. $110 time management and you can't do 5 wet. we forgot it. Let me have a look. $91 apiece time management plus 20 is 110. So you need like 115, 120 minimum to do one stint in the wet at Japan. Wow. Go on, now give it to dry. Come on, it's dry and see if we can do 5 hards. Of course not. Okay, well, we may as well burn tile water. Yeah, Silverstone to do 4 medium, you need 110. That's why duels are good. You don't have to worry about the points. Oh, Singapore. Don't mention Singapore. Let's just enjoy the next 2 weeks without it. They ruined Singapore. Singapore used to be a really fun track to race. Then they started playing around with the laps and the tyre management and just screwed it up. Yeah, I never thought I'd say it, but I'd take Monaco over Singapore any time. But yeah, a couple of years ago, Singapore was a lot of fun to race. Even in the wet. 1721, I think. $17.21. No, that's not what I want, stupid. That's what I want. Oh, I just like Singapore. 5 laps, hards, succession boost, job done. Except when it rained and you could only get 4 laps. That was annoying. Monaco in the wet, you need like 120 or some ridiculous amount to do one stint in the wet. Bahrain, I like Bahrain. Bahrain's fun. It wasn't what I wanted. That was what I wanted. It's about the only place you can use it. I'm going to lose this duel, but oh well, can't win them all. True, you can't win them all, but you can win like 99 out of 100. The tip with this game is, if you can't win doing the same as everybody else, do something different. I learned very early on that, say cornering tracks, right? You'd have a cornering set up and the race was really, really, really close, and you know, you'd lose about 50-50. So, oh crud, forgot that was lap 4. Doesn't matter, I'll still make it. Then I... Oh man, I'll choke to death one day. Then one day I thought, I wonder what happens if you put a little bit more speed on. So I did. Suddenly the cars came alive and was beating everybody. And that's when I started thinking about doing things differently. Watching what other players do, looking at other players' setups. Well, I'm using the same setup as I used in the last one. Exactly the same setup. But the thing with this game is, like, even if you use the same parts that I've got, that I use, you may not get the same result. You know? Like, it comes down to, levels are really important in this game. Lap 8, may as well go for it. You know, like, loose fit, for instance, just that one part. I needed 2 to level it up. It took 3 weeks to get it. Meanwhile, all the other parts were levelling up, but loose fit wasn't. As soon as I got loose fit levelled up to 6, I think it is, suddenly the car was different, completely different. Oh God, my cat's having a bloody mad attack again. Gotta check something. Good. Get rid of this. I'll show you what I mean. Right. This is the exact same setup I used last rotation. Now, oh look, at bounce, 199. It'll be another 2 weeks before that gets levelled up. Then again, they cost about bloody 2 billion coins to do. Right? That setup, I used this setup in this GP for Hungary. Is Hungary the corner on what? Yeah, in Hungary. Right? We'll go back to the last GP. I used this setup in qualifying at Zandvoort and got belted. It was like 31 points or something. Right? That's full cornering. And everyone says, oh, yeah, you've got to use track stats, You know, all the other fanboys are like, oh, I've got to use the track stats, Go full cornering. Got 31 points. Used this setup in Zandvoort, got 45. Now everybody should look at that setup and say, yeah, it won't work in Zandvoort, but it worked perfect. Explain to me, if track stats are so important, why did that setup work so much better at a cornering track than a full cornering setup? By all realm of what everyone knows and everyone gets told, that setup should have got killed in Zandvoort. Yet this setup got absolutely belted. Tell me how that makes sense. If track stats are so important, why did that setup get belted compared to that one on the same track? And you can go and watch it. There's a video. Go and watch the first race in qualifying and then go and watch every other Zandvoort race, like in opening round and final round, and you'll see the difference. So that's why I don't take track stats all that serious. Like that's a speed setup. That's the cornering setup, or a cornering setup. That's a power unit setup. I don't know what that setup was for. I don't know where that setup came. Oh, no, that was a qualifying setup. Because I wanted to see what would be the highest qualifying number I could get. And that's a dual setup. Okay? Now, I've been using this setup for, I don't know, I can't remember. No, I think the setup, the rotation before the last one was a power unit setup. And that was brilliant. So I've been using this setup for over 2 weeks, right? Have a look at this, right? 111 in a row. See, that's what I mean. You've got to. Sometimes it's listening to other people. Sometimes, right? Listening too much to other people is detrimental. You know, I've done, what did I do, 25 sprints? Oh, and that 111 would be way higher, except I screwed up and didn't notice that rain was coming and had to pit twice, which is usually how I screw up a win streak. I either get some guy that's like 150 or 200 higher, or I screw it up because I don't pay enough attention. Well, that's what you got to do, Eleanor. Sometimes the unimaginable works. Actually, I've got to check if I've got the right setup on. I did this once before. I was looking through showing people different setups and then forgot to put it back on the right one. Here we go. Told you. Now I've got to restart it because it'll come up and say, you're running 2 devices. Yeah, but here's something too I noticed. In the GPs, I can have 135 qualifying and the rival have 120 and we start 21, 22, 23, 24. Yet in a GP, I'll start 7 and 9 and he'll start 17 and 18. You know, I noticed, just take Silverstone. In Series 2 or 3, whatever it's in, it's 5 laps. In Series 12, it's 7 laps. In the GP, it's 8 laps. Now that must absolutely screw with people's heads. I'm using Scramble and Drive OS with the rest the same. Drop my stats. For a 148 quality working good only because my levels are weak. Well, that's one bonus with short races. If you can have a really high qualifying and start a long way up in front of your rival in these short races, you can get to the end before the rival has time to catch you. And hey, if it works, it works. Something else in this game people don't realise. It says there 2 minutes 51 and the rain will stop. Doesn't mean the track's dry though. So many times I've come up against a rival where the weather changes and they think, oh yeah, 5 seconds till the rain stops. But they don't realise the track's still wet. What are you doing, you mad cat? I swear to God, I think it thinks it's in a marathon. Well, it's doing a 100-yard sprint. Jesus Christ. I don't know what, something imaginary's chasing it. Oh shit, hang on, come back here. I don't know how it changes laps for series, but the GPs are all the same. I told that they're going to do all kinds of laps counting this. Yeah, I reckon. Their excuse will be, oh, it'll help even up the field. But it doesn't. You know, when they make this game harder, it makes the gap between people like me that have been playing it for years and newbies. Well, we've adapted to so many stupid decisions in this game over the years that we pretty well know how it works. Hey DA, F1 manager. I've heard that a lot, but I've never actually looked at it. This used to be called F1 manager when it first came out. Then they changed it to F1 class. Hate this rotation. What, all of them or just a particular track? You right now? You crazy bloody cat? The cat's sitting here staring at me. All the other cats sound asleep. Lunatics. Another thing too, they've made this game so boost dependent. That must just turn new people off. But you got to be pretty hardcore to put up with this game. If you've just started. No quality setup. Yeah, I don't use a quality setup. You know, I think everybody's heard my thoughts on boosts. I don't think you should be allowed to use boosts in junior. Started last September, January. Yeah, I don't know how you used to do it. I really don't. Look, I think this game would have driven me nuts if I'd have started like, we'll just say January this year. I think this game would have driven me crazy. Bingo. So you're 5,000, I've got 200. Yeah. Yeah, I've got 100 and something thousand boosts. But I've been playing the game for 7 years. And for the first 3 or 4 years, you didn't need boosts in duels. So you just accumulated them. You didn't have track stats. So you could build one car that would do every track, every GP. And it made winning GP so easy. Hey, Ulysses. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to build a boost bank up. Club events are a joke. Like, seriously, they're a joke. Like, look at this, right? I'll show you this, right? People say, why don't you do contender? I have nothing to gain from doing contender, right? Club tournaments, the crates are so bad that what am I going to get? Maybe 5 epics? You know, it's just, I'm like the weekly league, when they gets, like they've just upped them to Series 9, which is still pointless. But when they get to Series 12, at least they'll be worth it. You know, look at this. Like, there's just, like, even GPs are almost at the point where they're not worth doing, even in Champion. You know, for the, what did I get? What did I get in the last one? 368 stroll. And okay, and what did it do? If I upgrade Stroll, he's maxed out. But, you know, there's more than a 50% chance that you'll end up getting like hundreds of epics that are already maxed out. Like, it's just, you know, if I got 400 of these, that'd be great. But We all know the chances of getting that are pretty slim. Yeah, 4,490 to be precise. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that's for everybody, I'm just saying that's for me. Well, GPs are great for most people. Well, hang on, I'll show you this, right? If you do that, you max out your epics, your rares pretty quick. I don't believe in this protected group theory. I've only done champs once. You know, I think people that have watched my lives long enough have heard me say I'm not interested. I won't enter a GP unless I have a chance of winning it. I'm not interested in finishing, 25th. But I know how to play this game. The only way to really get levels up in this game quick is you have to open every single crate you win. Every race you win a crate, you open that crate. You know, in Australian bucks, it's $150, right? $150 gets you 8,500 game bucks. 8,500 game bucks is 1,000 green crates. You open 1,000 green crates, your levels are so much higher. You have to, I could tell you how to do this. The trouble is you're too far into the season. You have to do it from day one. Like, oh, hang on, I'll show you something. Where are we? I'll show you one season of this game 3 years ago. Oh, battery's about to go flat. Forgot to plug it in. Right, go here. Oh, don't give me these bullshits, piss off. Right, go down here. Right, this is one season. Okay, this is 2023. Right? That was the first season I learnt to really play this game. And this was before track stats too. You know? And what cracks me up is I couldn't get, this is why I don't play junior or challenger, I couldn't get any better than a top 10. But in contender, absolutely destroyed it. Oh, shit, now I can't get out of it. Because that fucking stupid. Go on, let me out. What is it in England, £100? And believe me, 8,500 crates takes a long time to open. Well, sorry, $8,500 worth of crates, 1,000 crates. And that's not accounting for gold crates either. That's just green crates. But to do that, you need a crate timer. You know, if they do the same as last year, or same as this year, with the crate timers, to get a high crate timer, you need a P1 contender and a P1 champion. Well, I can show you numerous people. Well, check this out. You know, there's just this whole theory about, oh, protect your groups or you're going to get, you know, you're going to get chucked in. Like, I just don't believe it. You know, according to that theory, I should have been absolutely destroyed in one of those groups. But even the P10s were only P5s, and they missed P1 by 2 points. You know, like, it just... But everyone says, oh, I've got it, you know, I did contenders this week and got, you know, P8. I've got to go back to juniors to protect my groups. It's a load of trash. But people are brainwashed into believing it. Shit, hang on. I've got the right. Yeah. You know, the guy I showed you was like, that's my club, right? Or the club I'm in, not my club, but that's the club I'm in. I could go down that list to probably at least the top 10, and they're all the same. Because none of us believe in this protect your group theory. Like, I didn't even play GP for the first 8 weeks because I didn't have a setup good enough to win in contenders. Here we go again. Game gives you 3 proper chances. Yeah, but if that was true, the first 6 GPs I raced was a P2, 4 P1s and a P2. Now, going on the theory that everyone's been told for the past 3 months, I should have got absolutely belted by the 4th GP. And it just wasn't so. Like, the only reason the first P2 was because me and Crow Elite came up against each other and we came 1 and 2. Well, you go and talk to him, he got 5 in a row. Then I think he went to Champions and got 3 in a row. And why did people rate like... They go to Champions and Challenger and Junior, and what do you get? 25 people all with perfect scores. Like, how does that make your GPs easier? saw one challenger group. You could get a perfect score and you were P48. Like seriously, you get a perfect score and you're 48th? Like that's ridiculous. Like I remember last year I got a perfect score and I was 10th or something, and that was bad enough. Well, hopefully next season, Eleanor, you'll have like a really good crate timer. And believe me, it makes a lot of difference. Makes a huge amount of difference. Like I can't wait till all the big crate, I don't mean like the 6-month crate timers or the 3-month crate timers. I'm talking about the 250-day crate timers. When they start running out, people are going to start complaining so bad. Look, I am not looking forward to the day that my crate time runs out. I really aren't. That's why I've saved all the crate timers in the milestone. I've saved. Level 4 epics are a must-have. Yeah, I reckon you could win with level 4. I really do. If you're going to buy bucks, don't never buy the 8,500 one, the top one. And if you are going to buy them from the web page, the web store, not the game store. You get more for your dollar. Yeah, if we go to this, like all my crate timers, and even some of my coin timers I haven't used. I made sure I didn't use my coin timers here till I got to Series 12. Like a 1 day coin timer, like, it's a bit pointless actually. Imagine trying to play for a whole day. Yeah. I used that one in Series 12 during power unit rotation because it was so easy to win. The amount of trophy ones there are. Yeah, I'm saving these crate timers for when the actual crate timer runs out. But I'm assuming at some point I probably need them. Yeah, like, I'll tell you something. These Series 12 legendaries, man, they were junk. They were the worst legendary crates I've ever seen. And this, like, they did the same last year with Fisichella. Like, what's the point of having 50 McLaren at the end of the milestones? Like, if you get to 200, that should be like 1,000 boosts or something, not 50 McLaren. Look, it's just, there's so many things in this game that just don't make sense to me. All right, clone. Catch you later, man. You know, like, the Series 12 crates in the milestones were garbage. They were, like, so bad. Look, the platinum crates most of the time were better. Yeah, there you go, Ulysses. Proves my point exactly. You know, look at that. 4P1s, 3P3s, the rest top 10s. Goes to champion, gets a P6. I don't see any protecting groups there. Well done, man. How long have you been playing the game overall? Like, is this your first season or 10th or 6th season or? Suzuka, here we go. Let's see. Can we do 5? What am I going to use? Well, let's go big to start with and see what happens. Oh, no, not just do it again. I'll race this guy about 50 times. I can't complain about my P1 contender crates. I did real well out of them. Okay, we're back again. Annoying. 2022. Wow. Okay, this is going to be the last race. My cat's staring at me. This stream's starting to play up. I don't know why. It's so frustrating, it drives me nuts. $20.22. So you played before they started screwing around with the game. I'll check something. Yep, all good. One more race. Yeah, I don't understand this app at all. Andy uses the same app and he has trouble with the game cutting out. My game works perfect, but the stream app drops out. Yeah, 250 days. Good one, isn't it, man? I was suspicious when they announced it, though. And I was right. But at least Backlash, made them pull their head in a bit. Yeah, 250. I wonder if they'll do the same thing. Or whether they're just conditioning people to accept the higher crate prices and then they're going to, cut the timer down. Because before, the most you'd ever get was, you used to be able to get 12 months, but you had to basically max every single thing out. You literally had to have nothing left in the game to achieve. Yeah, I don't have problems with the game actually playing. But Jesus, do I have heaps of trouble with the app, cutting in and out. Just for no reason it'll stop. And there's no consistency. It can stop literally 30 seconds into it. Right up to it can cut out 30 seconds into the stream or it can run for 3 hours perfectly. And I've tried everything. I've literally got it on a tablet that has nothing else, no extra apps and crap on it. Every app that's on this tablet are all force stopped. All the caches are empty. The memory's empty. And yeah, it'll work perfect for so long and then it'll just cut out. And I have no idea why. But yeah, the game works fine. Whereas Andy has the complete opposite. His stream works fine, but the app cuts out, but the game cuts out. It's not overheating. Just got no idea why it does it. And it gives you no warning. Like even after it's done it, it gives you no warning. Like the video I did for the final round of the last GP, I recorded it just so I didn't have that problem, right, of it cutting out during the stream. And even recording was a pain. The recording app dropped out 7 times during the 8 races. And like that final video took something like 4 hours to get it published. But when it drops out, it tells you it's dropped out. And you can restart it during the game. This app, you can't restart it during the game. You have to actually, during a race I mean, you have to wait until you've finished. But yeah, that last video, like in the end it was worth it. It was worth persevering and everything, but oh man, it was a nightmare. You know, it cuts out 7 times and then every time you restart, it doesn't restart from the end of where it cut out. It starts a new video. So you've then got to merge all 7 parts together, and like that takes you an hour and a half. Because it's then got to resave it and it's got to merge it all, and that takes an hour and a half to do. And it was just, but in the end it was worth it. But it was a nightmare to do. But this app, man, I haven't got a clue why it does it. Yeah, every crate timer I get in the pit pass, it just gets added on. But the crate timer I've got in the milestones, I'm going to wait until I actually need them. Because you never know what Hatch is going to hatch. You never know what Hutch is going to do in this game. They could spring some surprise, you know, with 2 months to go or something. That's why I don't spend all legacy points upgrading legends. People did that last year, and then when the pit pass, what do they call them? Podium stars came out, they didn't have the legacy points to upgrade them. Yeah, at least that's one thing. When you get your crate timers in the pit pass, at least they add on. Yeah, at least you still get to use them. Anyway, that's it for now. Before this app drops out and drives me absolutely nuts. Yeah, you never know what they're going to do, man. I've noticed that a lot. Like, you know, it's like people using their double coins in the milestones, like down in the lower series. It's like, why do you do that? You don't have to use them. Just save them up. Wait till you get to Series 12 and actually make them mean something. Anyway, what do we end up to? Not many, I suppose. 116. Is that all? I thought it was more than that. Anyway, not to worry. I'm going to go feed the cat, have some breakfast. It's 7:15 in the morning here in Australia. Nice sunny day. Hope it stays that way, even though it's supposed to pour rain later on. Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Eleanor, Josh, Ulysses. Who else we got in here? Clone. Sorry if I've forgotten your name. I can't scroll back that far. Who knows when we'll be back. DA, thanks for dropping by. What's today? What day is it here? It's Thursday morning here. So it might pop up like in about 14 hours time or something. I don't know. Depends how I feel. Building 1Co is more realistic to real F1. I wish you could put different setups on each car. I think that's all we got here today. That's anybody else. Anyway, enjoy your racing, people. Hope you have a good quality. I shall catch you next time. Bye. Yeah, it doesn't want to turn itself off. Oh, I hate technology sometimes.